Passing is a term frequently used in the transgender community, referring to a trans person being perceived by society as cisgender, the gender assigned at birth. While this passing may afford them some social privilege or reduce the likelihood of facing discrimination, it's a nuanced topic. Unlike simple categories, passing privilege is shaped by a complex mix of socioeconomic background, ethnicity, geographic location, and individual experience. This privilege can indeed shield some from harsh societal judgments, yet it often pressures people to meet narrow, cisnormative standards of appearance and behavior. Understanding passing and passing privilege involves stepping beyond the concept of outward appearance and exploring a deep web of identity, safety, social advantage, and mental well-being. Let's take a journey into the many facets of this complex topic, starting with how the idea of passing evolved and shaped the trans community. Passing hasn't always been associated with trans identity. Its origins actually stem from racial, economic, and social passing throughout history. In the early 20th century, Black Americans who appeared white were sometimes able to pass as white to avoid racial discrimination, and some impoverished individuals tried to pass as wealthier to escape economic hardship. Understanding these origins shows how passing itself has often been born out of necessity rather than desire and can involve compromising one's identity to survive within an oppressive system. In the context of the trans community, this began to take shape more visibly in the 1960s and 1970s. Trans pioneers like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, who were pivotal in the early trans rights movement, were not necessarily passing as cisgender. They were publicly and proudly nonconforming to gender expectations, often at great personal risk. Yet, their activism laid the groundwork for future trans movements and inspired countless others to live authentically. This era taught us that passing does not necessarily define one's identity or authenticity, but it became a choice some trans individuals felt pressured to pursue for social acceptance and protection. Media representations have had a strong influence on public perceptions of trans people, often subtly suggesting that the ideal trans narrative is one in which a trans person appears indistinguishably cisgender. In the early 2000s, mainstream media began showcasing trans stories but often highlighted those who had undergone extensive medical transitions and had achieved a certain level of cisnormative appearance. This portrayal contributed to the idea that passing was synonymous with successful transitions, creating societal pressure for trans individuals to adopt this ideal, even though it doesn't resonate with everyone's journey or reflect the diversity of trans experiences. One critical misconception is that passing is purely about physical appearance. In reality, it's influenced by an intricate network of socioeconomic, racial, and even geographic factors. The financial resources and access to medical care that make passing possible are significant barriers for many trans people. Surgeries, hormone treatments, and other procedures can be costly, and for individuals in rural areas, healthcare facilities offering these services may be hours away. A trans individual in a major metropolitan area, with easier access to trans-friendly healthcare providers, might have an easier time accessing surgeries or hormone therapy compared to someone in a rural area with limited healthcare options. Passing, in this sense, is partly determined by circumstances beyond an individual's control, contributing to why passing privilege is deeply tied to wealth and location. Race and ethnicity also play a substantial role in the passing experience. Trans people of color, for instance, may face a different set of expectations regarding appearance and gender expression. For some cultures, gender is not strictly a binary concept, and a trans person might not feel pressured to pass in a way that aligns with Western cisnormative standards. However, people of color are often more visible targets of scrutiny or discrimination, and so the challenges associated with passing can also differ based on race. Within Black, Latinx, or Indigenous communities, passing may sometimes feel impossible or even undesirable because of cultural and racial factors that transcend the trans experience alone. Many aspects of passing are beyond anyone's control, such as body type, height, and voice pitch. Trans people with naturally broader or narrower physiques, for instance, may have to work harder to match societal expectations of masculinity or femininity, regardless of any medical transition efforts. This can create additional emotional labor, as individuals strive to conform in ways that cisgender people seldom consider. When combined with the constant societal scrutiny trans people face, these physical factors can have an intense impact on mental health. For many, passing is both a source of relief and a burden. While passing might offer the opportunity to blend in and avoid prejudice, it can also mean constantly balancing self-perception with societal expectations. Many trans people experience the pressure to adapt their gender presentation or behavior to avoid being read as trans, which can lead to feelings of inauthenticity. This constant pressure to meet certain appearance and behavior standards takes a toll on mental health. Depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem are common issues among those who feel they are failing to pass or are unable to meet these standards. For some, the inability to pass leads to feelings of inadequacy, as if they are somehow less trans or less authentic, even within their own communities. This internalized pressure can create divides within the community and make individuals feel isolated or less valid. While passing can grant specific privileges, like reduced scrutiny or even a perceived sense of security, it also involves trade-offs that are often overlooked. For many trans people, passing is a form of protection. In situations where being recognized as trans could put them at risk, the ability to pass can act as a shield, allowing them to navigate public spaces with less fear of harassment or violence. Especially in conservative or anti-LGBTQ+ environments, passing can be a crucial form of self-preservation. However, relying on passing as a shield also reinforces the dangerous notion that trans people should have to hide to be safe, which should not be the norm. Passing can sometimes grant social acceptance, but it often comes at a cost. Trans individuals who prioritize passing may find themselves modifying not just their appearance but their behavior, tone of voice, or mannerisms to avoid outing themselves. This can feel like a performance rather than an authentic expression of self. In family dynamics, relationships, or workplaces, passing may mean avoiding important discussions about identity for fear of rejection. This sacrifice of authenticity may allow for social ease but can feel like a betrayal of true self. Passing can create divisions within the trans community itself. Those who pass are sometimes seen as privileged, or even less authentic by those who do not or choose not to pursue passing. While many trans individuals find solidarity in shared experiences, these divides around passing and authenticity can create rifts. Bridging these divides requires understanding that passing is not a universal experience and that it's only one of many valid ways to express gender. It's crucial to challenge the societal expectation that trans people must pass to be accepted. Reframing success as a trans person is part of dismantling cisnormative standards that prioritize appearance over identity. Trans success is not defined by the ability to pass but by each person's ability to live authentically and healthily. Celebrating trans identities that do not align with cisnormative expectations is essential to creating a more inclusive community. Stories of trans people who embrace their unique gender expression can provide powerful counter-narratives that help dismantle the expectation to pass. Society's role is to broaden its understanding of gender identity and expression so that passing is no longer seen as a necessity for acceptance. This requires active efforts to educate, humanize, and embrace the diversity within the trans community, celebrating individuals for who they are rather than how they look. Passing privilege is a complex, multifaceted aspect of the trans experience. It offers certain protections but also demands conformity to narrow standards that may not suit everyone. Within the trans community, it's vital to practice empathy, honoring the variety of experiences without judgment. We must recognize that the goal is not for everyone to pass but for everyone to be safe, respected, and embraced regardless of appearance. By moving beyond the concept of passing as an ideal, we can build a more supportive world for the trans community, one where authenticity, not conformity, is the standard. Finally, we would like to express our gratitude for watching till the end. We hope you found the video valuable and informative. If so, please show your appreciation by hitting the like button and leaving us a comment below. We are eager to hear from you. In the end, we have a humble request to you. We are trying hard to keep you enlightened and empowered by creating awesome videos like this. Please support us by joining our membership program. The link is in the description. Your little contribution will inspire us to make more awesome content for you like this. The next video will be published tomorrow, so don't miss it. Till then, take care. More wisdom, more solutions, better life.